things first. One is that this flame is in the mood to party. Two is that these are not all of my books. They are just my favorites. We have a bookshelf in the living room with more books, some of which are mine, some of which are my partner's. There's another tiny bookshelf elsewhere in our home with a lot of our sci-fi, and I keep all my poetry next to my bed. It's on the nightstand next to my bed. So there are some books that I really like, that I own, that I've read, that are not here, like The Sellout, like Weather, like Trick Mirror, I don't know, other books, Can't Even, and other books, but this is my bookshelf with everything I love most, in a way. So, okay, I'm going to give you an overview first. I've moved my desk to be next to the bookshelf. It's kind of a tight corner, but it's just what works right now. So, the shelf looks like this in all its glory. If you've been here before, then you know that we're going to start up here with my very favorite books. These are books that I would replace in a heartbeat if they were to be misplaced or anything like that. And I would recommend any of these to you. If I had to pull a few out, I would say Outline, I would say second place, especially the Copenhagen trilogy, especially Rebecca, yeah, especially these two. I think what's new here is over on this side, so we have Aleph Baduman's The Possessed, which is about her own journey into Russian literature, the Russian language, the language of Uzbek as well, and all the people she interacts with in these different events, in these different places, in these different programs. They're all such vividly drawn characters based on real people. I found it quite funny, and if you're a nerd at all, if you love literature, if you love language, if you want to feel like you're traveling without going anywhere, I highly recommend The Possessed. It made me laugh out loud. But of course, when I tried to read those passages to my partner or share them with him, I mean, he's a good listener, but he did not laugh. So they don't translate beyond the text, maybe. But then also new here is these two Renee Gladman books, My Lesbian Novel and Two After That, which I feel like I've already talked about quite a good deal this past year, but this one is just really thoughtful about romance writing and queer relations moving down here, we are now getting to an area of the shelf where, like, the groupings make more sense to me than to anyone else. Interaction of color is here just because I like to look at this back from my desk. We have some writing on Chinese writing, a few plays, some Italian stories, and some Italian writing. These are like essay collections, and then these are novels. We have also a little bit of French, Francois Sagan. Lydia Davis writes really, really, really short stories. You could check her out if you're looking for something quick in the morning. If you've been here before, then you know that I am obsessed with Natalia Ginsburg. I rank these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even though I feel like everyone starts with the Dry Heart. Some Virginia Woolf, some Jane Austen. Then we have my TBR slash journal repository. So I am going to pick this one up really soon, post haste. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, but just waiting for the right break in my reading where I felt like taking on something long and had the time, and also like a darker month I feel like will suit this book. Rereading in altre parole, in Italian. Then these are some new purchases, but I have them turned around because I'm going to be doing some like book haul videos soon on the channel. I hesitate to call them book hauls because I want to be super intentional about the new books I bring in going forward. I always have been, but I think for like book hauls, I want to focus on 3, maybe 4, absolute max 5 books per video. Just, yeah, to be slower about it. And, what else was I going to say about that? Oh, I'll continue to share new books on this channel with you, but if you would like to hear reviews of the books I read, that will be on my Patreon going forward, which you can find linked down below. But yeah, I'll share these with you in a week or 2. Then we have some journals, some notes, like my main journal. This one just has a lot of lists. And this biography of Martha Graham by Agnes DeMille, the mother of modern dance. Alright, we have now arrived at the 4th shelf. Let's see what's new here. These are books that I like a lot, want to hold on to, but they're not necessarily my favorites. But I do think I may return to them, kind of a thing. Or just want to remember that they exist. Like, a lot of these are kind of artsy-fartsy or a little strange in the way they're constructed. They all have really beautiful prose, really beautiful language. So, the Imbusium is new here. I read this last year. she should be making more progress in her life, like that she should be trying to get married or trying to get a better job, and she's just not interested. And she finds a lot of beauty in the mundane, especially at the store where she works. It's really lovely, quite short. And then this one, Overstaying, by Aryan Coke, I want to say, is so strange. There's this little, like, dog slash wannabe boyfriend creature who comes to stay at her house, at this woman's house, and she both does and doesn't want him to be there. Okay, now the bottom shelf. Okay, here we are at the bottom shelf. Also, kind of a strange mix. We have two tarot books here. This one is almost a coffee table book, but not quite. It just has lots of beautiful images in it from different decks, so it's fun to see like the different art styles and compare different interpretations of each card. It was a gift. It's really beautiful. I've read many more tarot books than just this, but this is my absolute favorite, Tarot for Change. I don't think it's a good book if you're just starting out. It doesn't really cover the basics, but it adds such a beautiful layer to the card meanings. If you already have, like, even a simple foundation. Okay, I read Doppelganger this year. You've already heard me talk about this, I'm sure. It is phenomenal. That's the end of that. This was okay. I really liked Uncanny Valley. Also talked about that a lot already, so I won't belabor my points. Okay, and then I made this strange pile. What is new here is Audition, but what is odd here is Plenty. Well, okay, this is a book of Japanese color combinations by a kimono designer, and it just lives here because I need it at home. Then the rest of these are in this strange pile of books that how to describe it, books that I respect, but that I did not connect to. I had something like this before, something similar before, but not quite like this. I love Olga Ravin, but I just couldn't read this book at this point in my life. The End of Days, a brilliant concept where the main character keeps dying, and then there's these interstitial pieces that bring her back to life as though that didn't happen and life goes on. It's brilliant. I just didn't connect to it. Same thing with Checkout 19, although this one could be moved above. This one day might be freed from this pile. I did like this one. It's about a woman who loves to read, we'll say. This book is really good, but could have been more developed. Maybe it didn't have quite the impact at the end that I wanted it to, but the relationship it describes between these nemesis is quite good, and the conversation with which it begins, it's been a while since I read it, but like they're at dinner or something, these two couples, and the conversation is so tense. So I liked the beginning a lot. I think it just didn't quite stick the landing. It's a good ending, but was great. But the second part, I just didn't connect with the second part. I just didn't connect with it. I thought it was trying to be very clever, but it didn't really do much for me. And I did like Liars. Liars is better than Very Cold People, in my opinion. I did like this one. I liked all of these. I just, they just haven't been invited to hang out on the shelves above, because the shelves above are filled with books that moved me or that made me feel something or showed me something in a new light. But I respect these. Okay. Then we have a very weird misfit selection over here. Like, here we have Sally Rooney, just because there's no other home for her. She was on the shelf above before, but I ran out of room up there. Conversations with Friends and Normal People. I like Conversations with Friends a lot. I liked Normal People a good amount, but this is better in my opinion. And although I love both these books and would even reread them, I don't know why I just haven't felt moved to read her more recent work, so I haven't. And then some books on poetry. We have The Virtues of Poetry and The Hatred of Poetry. Some like Japanese koan type writings, like philosophical writings. And then here we have two essays. One is on the summer solstice and one is on the winter solstice. And they're just very poetic. Yes, just very beautiful, poetic, lyrical essays about the summer solstice and the winter solstice, respectively. So they're really lovely to read in those seasons, at those times of year. Just really rich, gorgeous details. They feel really like indulgent almost. They're just so beautiful. Alright, thus concludes my bookshelf tour for 2026. Excuse me while I try to scoot back here and give you the full view. Here we have odd books, essays, books I respect but did not feel a heart connection with.